Formula 1, but every winner gets 10 kg heavier. So you may ask,
But why do you do this? Why?
well, let me explain. The more a team wins, the heavier they get for the rest of the season. And trust me, it gets messy halfway in, so buckle up. So sprints won't count, I won't develop my car, and I will play as Connor Motorsport. And meet the almighty Karen. So yeah, let's get straight into it. We qualified pretty low in the first race. Oscar Piastri on pole, but Max Verstappen has a shocker, absolute shocker. So yeah, it's lights out. Will Tsunoda make a shocking first win and beat Piastri? So far Piastri is holding up pretty well, taking the lead. Tsunoda behind, Sainz pretty good. So yeah, this is the vanilla weights of all cars, basically. Meanwhile, on our land, yeah, already a contact with our really friendly teammate, the all-woman team. But yeah, Tsunoda overtook Piastri, but then Piastri fights back to take the lead once again. And yeah, he basically cruised to the win. So yeah, McLaren win the first race, Piastri, so they will get the first 10 kg penalty. They lead the championship. So yeah, we go in China. So yeah, there is a sprint weekend here. Yeah, Max Verstappen takes the pole from Leclerc and Tsunoda. Now with the added weight, maybe McLaren struggle a bit. Or maybe it's just a fluke. So let's see, will Max Verstappen win the sprint? It gets a good start initially. But look at Leclerc trying to battle him. So far, it's pretty tight. We can't tell who will take the lead, but let's see. Leclerc tries to go down the inside. Max makes a mistake. Tsunoda takes P2. What a massive mistake. Horrible start for Max for this season, and Leclerc wins the sprint. But remember, sprints don't count as penalties. So, yeah, in the main qualifying, again, Max Verstappen takes the pole. Will he try to do better? Sainz P2. So, lights out, Max takes a great start. Sainz a bit slow off the line. Leclerc tries to battle with him, but yeah, Max uses that to his advantage to take the lead and initially cruise his way to the checkered flag and win the Chinese Grand Prix. Meanwhile, we are doing shenanigans with Colapinto. Oh my god, what are we doing, guys? So yeah, Charles Leclerc leads the championship now by Oscar Piastri, and Red Bull lead the Constructors' Championship. So next team to get a penalty is Red Bull 10 kg. So we qualified P18 in Suzuka. But yeah, Max Verstappen front row lockout with Yuki Tsunoda. What a shock. They just got a penalty and still they perform the best in Suzuka. But let's see, Max gets a decent start, blocks the home favorite. But look at Sainz, he has a great start to the season. Always up there in the top 5 with the Williams. And we are just started, you know, with McLaren and Red Bull having only 10 kg penalties. But Max cruised to the win to take another 10 kg penalty. Max Verstappen now leads the championship by 4 points and Red Bull. So yeah, that's another 10 kg to the Red Bull. We qualify P13 in Bahrain. I think that's a pretty decent result. But Lando Norris takes the pole in Bahrain. So let's see, can he get a good start? He's known for having horrible starts. But yeah, he takes the lead so far. Leclerc has a pretty disappointing start. Alonso even attacks him. But yeah, Lando Norris keeps the lead so far. And yeah, can he cruise his way to another win? Or can Verstappen and Leclerc do something? Verstappen still competitive with 20 kg penalties. But yeah, Norris looks like the favorite to win. And maybe they will contact here, all three. But yeah, Leclerc and Alonso, I think, make a contact. So yeah, that's a bit interesting. But there's no stopping Lando Norris to win his second win this season and get another 10 kg penalty. So yeah, we go in Saudi Arabia. It was a pretty wonky lap, not gonna lie, but Norris takes once more the pole position. So yeah, can he get another win here? He has a great start. Can Russell do something about it? Can Mercedes and Ferrari finally maybe profit from the penalties, but still not. Norris takes a great lead in the first lap. Meanwhile, we are squabbling for low positions, very bad. The Racing Bulls have a horrible start. But yeah, let's see what will happen at the front. Lando Norris wins once more. So yeah, Lando Norris now leads 4 points from Max Verstappen, and in the constructors McLaren take the lead. That's another 10 kg for McLaren as they lead with the most penalties so far. Can Miami spring a surprise with the sprint? George Russell takes the sprint pole, but as we know, sprint wins won't matter in the penalties. They will definitely matter in the championship, but let's see what will happen. George Russell gets a decent start. Norris, I think the rain is helping a lot when some teams have a weight penalty, especially as McLaren have a lot, but look at Red Bull, they are nowhere. So, can Lando Norris maybe shock and win once more? Look at the Ferrari squabbling, they don't need that, they need to work together now. But yeah, it is what it is, we can't control that. But let's see. Obviously the Ferraris will be much faster in the straight line than McLaren's, but Lando and Russell wins the sprint. But let's see what will happen in the main qualifying. We do a bit better. But Lewis Hamilton now takes the pole when it matters. So yeah, let's see. Can George Russell fight? And I think the Mercedes and Ferrari finally separate. But in the rain, it's the great equalizer. Doesn't matter who you are. So let's see. Lewis Hamilton takes the lead. Keeps the lead so far. Can Leclerc do something and make a Ferrari 1-2 so far? Yes, it looks like it. Ooh, they almost make a contact here with Russell. But yeah, that only helps Lewis to extend his lead. And maybe take the Ferrari its first win this season. That would make this season a bit more exciting. But let's see. Can Russell do something about it? So far not, as they are squabbling with Leclerc. But yeah, that's unfortunate for the race. But look at Norris, how much less top speed he has. Sainz in the wet overtakes him. That's when you add too much weight to a car. It gets slower in the straight line. Worse traction, worse low speed corners. But yeah, that's the beauty of this challenge, I guess. But yeah, Lewis Hamilton wins the Miami Grand Prix from Russell and Leclerc. How will that affect the standing? Well, Lando Norris still keeps the lead, but 4 points only ahead of Charles Leclerc. Hamilton only now builds a gap, and McLaren lead by 15 points. So we add Ferrari to the penalty, boys. There are only 3 teams that have won this season. But will Imola change anything? Let's see. So far 1-2 for Ferrari. Leclerc takes the pole. Let's see if they can win another one. Now with 10 kg penalty. But that won't stop them at their home Grand Prix as they get a great start. Ocon and Antonelli in the second row maybe block some faster competitors. But yeah, this will be a squabble between the Ferrari boys, I think. So yeah, let's see who will become a victor here in Imola. Let's see, Sainz tries to go around the outside of Berman, I think, and he goes deep and on the gravel. If Sainz later on challenges for the title, this will be, I think, a moment he will regret. But the whole race, Leclerc and Hamilton were swapping positions. So yeah, it's really unpredictable who will win. Also Antonelli on Ocon. Ocon doing a great job. Let's see. And that's Hamilton winning the race ahead of Charles Leclerc and Andrea Kimi Antonelli his first podium. So Charles Leclerc takes the championship lead. Hamilton closes the gap and Ferrari take the constructors lead finally. So Ferrari get 10 more kg of penalties. Is this a momentum shift for the Italian team? We get a decent qualifying in Monaco. But Max Verstappen takes pole in Monaco with 20 kg added on. That's crazy. But yeah, can he get a good start compared to Hamilton? Sainz again consistently in P3. Will that Imola cost him a championship? But look at Hamilton breaking deep, but Max has the inside line and traction. But this doesn't end here. Let's see what will happen. They are still side by side, going through the whole first sector. But will Max finally keep this position? It's not over, but I think Max just barely scraped and got it. We are pushing, we are pretty good in Monaco. Can we get our first points and even score big here. We go down the inside on Russell. Can we even get a podium maybe with Connor Sport? We're so good in Monaco in this game. But let's see what will happen. I'm just struggling at the last lap for temps. Yeah, I think P4 is the best we can. But Max Verstappen takes his third win this season and takes another 10 kg penalty. But yeah, we are P4 with Karen. That's amazing, I think. We deserve an applause. But yeah, Leclerc keeps the lead by 7 points only to Max. Very consistent Leclerc this season. I think he has the formula to win this championship. Ferrari first in the standings. 10 more kgs to Red Bull. See a more conventional track like Spain. How will we fend there? But look at Max. Again, pole position by 4 thousandths to Carlos Sainz. Sainz is doing good. I think he's benefiting from the weight penalties. But does he have a penalty? I think he has a penalty, so he starts a bit below. But let's see, can Max keep this lead? Leclerc won't make it easy, but Albon is doing good in third. Maybe challenging for second. Let's see how will this race unravel. So far, McLaren are doing pretty bad last 2 weekends. Tsunoda, his teammate, is not coping with the weight as good as Max. But Max is dominating once more. And he wins the Spanish Grand Prix. Takes 10 more kg and now leads the championship equal on points to Leclerc that hasn't won a single race yet. Now we are in Canada. But yeah, we make a massive mistake. I think my pedal totally dropped here, but never mind. Sainz takes the pole position. I remember it was very marginal with Max. Can Sainz do a miracle here and win? Remember, Mercedes haven't won a full Grand Prix yet. Can Williams do it with Sainz? But Russell gonna try to say something else. Max has 40 kg penalty now. Remember, Mercedes has 0, Williams has 0. So if Max does something crazy here, I think, he's the GOAT even inside these games. But Russell tries to overtake the Williams of Sainz. They made a huge gap, but Sainz brings home a win for Williams in Canada. This experiment is proving crazy already. So Charles Leclerc takes the lead once more of the championship. And the constructor Scuderia Ferrari keep the lead. That's 10 kgs now for Williams. Mercedes yet to win a race. I forgot to record the qualifying in Austria, so these are the grid results. We did pretty good. So yeah, let's see what will happen. Norris on pole. Maybe this is a comeback from Norris. But Verstappen still consistently on top. Can we do something crazy? But look at Ocon doing amazing once more for Haas. Can he do something crazy maybe? But this is a squabble between the championship favorites, Verstappen, Norris and Leclerc. Can Verstappen keep this lead? But Norris has the inside. This will be very interesting to see. Norris takes the lead so far in the Austrian Grand Prix, but Max won't let that slide that easily. He goes around the outside on the next corner and retakes the lead just barely on traction. Amazing job for Max with even more penalties. And in the end, he wins the Austrian Grand Prix. We finish 6-7. I'm not gonna say that again. But yeah, now Max Verstappen takes the lead once more and Scuderia Ferrari keep the constructors lead. Red Bull get 50 kg of penalties, crazy. So we go in Silverstone, P10, not bad. George Russell takes the pole. Can he finally get Mercedes a win this season? Lights out. Can Hamilton do something about it? Yes, he can. He has a great launch. Can he take the lead of his Grand Prix? Yes, he can. But Russell, desperate to win. He will try to take that P1 back. But will he take it? That's the question. Interesting race so far. Antonelli is doing good when everybody has now a kg penalty. So yeah, we go wide, we take out the board. So yeah, it's a crazy start. But look at George Russell, lap 2, overtaking Hamilton like nothing with that extra less weight. And wins the British Grand Prix. 5 teams win the first half of the season. I think this experiment is successful so far. So Leclerc still leads the championship without a full Grand Prix win. Ferrari keep the lead in the constructors. So that's another team in the list of penalties. Mercedes 10 kg penalties. So let me know if you enjoyed this grid experiment. Let me know if I should do a part 2 of this video, and let's see how this season unravels. Leave a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one.